Welcome, everyone, to the graduation ceremony for Buncombe County Middle College Class of 2020. We are honored to bring our school community and families together virtually to celebrate the accomplishments of these graduates. While we cannot be together in person for this celebration, we are certainly united in our admiration for the accomplishments of each of our 18 middle college graduates. I would like to begin our celebration with several thank yous. First, to the parents and family members of our middle college graduates. Thank you for the support you have shown your graduate today and for many years. Thanks also to our AB Tech partners who make our home on the college campus possible. We understand how fortunate we are to have this strong partnership to make the students' accomplishments possible. To the Buncombe County Board of Education, Dr. Baldwin and Ms. Swanger, for the leadership you provide our school district. Next, thank you to our middle college teachers, Mr. Copeland, Mr. Bogardus, Mr. Rhodes, and Mr. Snyder. They are flexible and persistent because they are committed to your success. They believe in this school, and they believe in you. An extra special thank you to Ms. Copeland, our school counselor, who has provided unwavering care and respect for each and every middle college student throughout her years here. She provides good and true counsel to all. She represents what is best about our school, and we cannot express our love and gratitude more sincerely. At this time, Dr. Beth Stewart will share remarks on behalf of AB Tech.
Hello there. I'm Dr. Beth Stewart, Vice President for Instruction at Asheville-Buncombe Technical Community College. Welcome to commencement for the class of 2020. Although the world has radically changed since the beginning of this academic year, and although graduation is radically different than it's ever been before, one thing remains the same. You have much to be proud of. In addition to completing high school, many of you have picked up hours towards a college degree. Many of you have actually completed your associate's degree. Both are noble accomplishments that will give you a head start on your future. Coupled with the fact that you accomplished this during an unprecedented pandemic speaks to your tenacity. We don't know what tomorrow will bring. There will be new vaccines, new ways of doing business, and new jobs such as contract tracers that didn't exist a year ago. But the good news is your accomplishments here will prepare you to navigate the new world. Don't look at this as an end of school. I encourage you to continue your education. Don't wait. Do it now. Finishing up your associate's degree, earning a bachelor's degree, or pursuing even higher credentials will make you more money over the course of your lifetime, and it will help you live in this strange new normal. Maybe the scientist who will develop the vaccine is among you. Perhaps the doctor, nurse, or paramedic who will save countless lives is among you. Maybe the historian who will write about this moment in time, or the teacher who will educate the next generation about this pandemic is among you. Today, celebrate your accomplishments and thank those people who helped you become who you are today. Tomorrow, start the next journey that will help you conquer the world. I hope part of that journey leads you to AB Tech. Congratulations on your accomplishments. I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Now I will turn to our most important honorees, our graduates. This moment is the culmination not only of your middle college experience, but also of 12 years of education that we know will serve you well. You are a dynamic and impressive group of young people. Your paths ahead will no doubt be as interesting and as varied as the paths that have led you all here to our little school. Certainly everyone watching knows what a special place Middle College is and the unique role it plays in Buncombe County schools. Middle College welcomes students from across the district to forge a new way, to create a new path, and to get a second chance. It is an unconventional school for unconventional students, and this is a source of pride for all of us involved. Students, your path to graduation may not have been a straightforward one. Undoubtedly, there may have been setbacks, speed bumps, curveballs, but you have persevered through and in spite of challenges. And this is the moment to celebrate that you have made it to a very significant milestone, perhaps to a turning point in your lives. But no one could have anticipated a graduation experience as unconventional as this one. Today and together, we are facing yet another huge challenge as we navigate an unknown future created by a microscopic virus. Looking back, you will remember the unusual global circumstances of the spring of your senior year. Either way, virtually or not, you have earned your diplomas and our admiration. Mrs. Copeland will now join us for a special presentation.
On behalf of Middle College, I'm happy to announce the following scholarships. The Buncombe County Schools Foundation is the nonprofit program for the Buncombe County Schools. Before the month is over, Buncombe County Schools Foundation will have administered close to $340,000 in scholarships to seniors throughout the county. John Teeter, Vice President of Pepsi Cola Bottling Company, no longer lives in this area. However, he still believes strongly in the Buncombe County school system. Each year, he generously gives a scholarship to a graduating senior in each traditional high school, as well as community high school, early college, and middle college. This $500 award goes to Caitlin Parsons. Wells Fargo has been a longtime supporter of education. This 9-year scholarship will be awarded to a graduating senior in Buncombe County school system. And tonight, I'm happy to award this $500 scholarship also to Caitlin Parsons.
Thank you, Mrs. Copeland, and congratulations, Caitlin. Now, Mrs. Rice, our esteemed assistant principal, will introduce our students and faculty speakers. Thank you, Mrs. Rice, for all you do for our school and our students.
Our student speaker, Kevin Eddings, was selected by our faculty to represent the class of 2020 for his qualities that embody the spirit of Middle College. Kevin is funny, kind-hearted, and generous, always concerned about the well-being of others. In all times, but certainly in these times, we are thankful for the Kevins in our lives. Kevin has prepared a video of his remarks.
Before I start my speech, I just want to say how thankful and how grateful that I am to be chosen to give a graduation speech this year. Because number one, it's 2020. Not everybody can say that they were able to give a graduation speech at 2020's graduation, and the numbers is just lucky numbers. It's a year that I've been waiting for. I've been waiting to see how it happened, and unfortunately, I thought it was going to be fun and woo, 2020, but then we got a pandemic. But that's okay, because life doesn't stop even if pandemic happens. I mean, we all will find a way to get through it. And let me remind y'all before I start, wash your hands. And when you go out, wear a face mask. Stay safe, because this pandemic is not a joke. And unless you're a millionaire, I don't know. You think about it. But I know why we're all here, and that's for my graduation speech. So let me give my graduation speech, because that's what we're all waiting for. So here we go. Hello to the graduating class of 2020. I know this isn't like any graduation that y'all or that I have been to, but guess what? We'll make it work. It's kind of crazy to think that just 4 years ago, we started high school as a group of fearful freshmen entering almost a seemingly scary Shark Tank known as high school. And I bet most of us were thinking, well, how are we going to do this? But then, to our luck, some of us, we found something was missing in our education at our base high school. And that would lead us to coming to the best school in all of Buncombe County, or in my opinion, the world, aka Middle College. I remember leaving my base school because it just wasn't ideal for me. I remember asking my counselor about Middle College, and it was to my surprise that I was told Middle College literally called them the day before, talking about, is there any kids that would want to come? So, in my opinion, it was fate. And it was one of the best choices in life I ever made. But I was fearful at first, like, how would this be for me? Entering a new place, meeting new people. But I learned something in coming here about conquering fear. Don't ever be scared to do something, because I believe fear is the number one thing that stops people from being happy and being great. Because you will never know if you got the job that you've always wanted if you were too afraid to call and find out. And you'll never know if that cute person down the street or in your class might like you because you were fearful of asking them. And isn't it better to overcome these fears rather than turning 102 years old and looking back on a life full of regret? If I let fear get in my way when I was thinking about coming to Middle College, I would have missed out on 2 of the best years of my life. And fear is natural, and it is natural for us because as we are growing up, we are stepping into being real adults into the real world. So, should we be fearful and be scared? Of course. We can be scared, but that is a part of growing. And that's something that our years in high school have gotten us ready for, aka the future. It seems like yesterday I woke up to my last day of middle college. And that's kind of crazy. And all sorts of memories came flooding back. Whether it was Mr. Rhodes and his shoot biscuits, Mr. Copeland's corny jokes that still made you laugh because they were so corny, or if it was Mr. Snyder's drilling into your head about popcorn lung from vaping, and Mr. Bogartis telling us about his time in China and why Taylor Swift's album 1989 isn't talked about in China. And finally, Miss Copeland always being there when we needed someone to talk to. Those are some of the moments that we will forever remember when we think back about our journey in middle college. And I just want to thank the middle college teachers and staff, because waking up every week and going to school when you know that teachers and staff actually care for you and care to teach you is everything anyone could ever ask for. It's people like you that brought happiness to people like us. And then we spread it, and happiness spreads like a wildfire. The class of 2020 is the product of your teaching, so we will be determined to make you all proud in the future. One of the most important things I've ever heard in my life is something Mr. Rhodes once said to my class. One of the best things to do is to read and travel and meet new people, because when you read, you learn. When you travel, you do things you never thought you would ever do. And when you meet new people, you can inspire them or they can inspire you. And we are a living example of that. Even though our graduation ceremony was us driving in a car to our school and staff wearing masks and handling us bags for our books. And even though this speech is online and we'll be watching at different times, rather than in caps and gowns together in an auditorium, we can still be grateful for the time we did spend together. And we can be grateful for the promise of the future. We're tough. We're brave. We are Buncombe County Middle College 2020. Thank you. peace, love, and prosper.
Thank you, Kevin. Our faculty speaker is English teacher Jason Rhodes. Mr. Rhodes was selected by our faculty to represent our school as Teacher of the Year for his passion for teaching and love for his students. Just last week, Mr. Rhodes was awarded the District Teacher of the Year for those same reasons. Mr. Rhodes will now share his words of wisdom for our graduates.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to your 2020 middle college graduation. I thought about doing this speech outside or standing on my porch with a makeshift podium or something like that. And I just thought about this semester and I thought about this whole school year. And I thought this is the way we've seen each other, unfortunately, for the last 2 months now. So I thought I'd keep it real and give this graduation speech from my office. I remember from a very early age people asking me what I wanted to be when I grew up. My answers were pretty standard: baseball player, astronaut, Saturday Night Live cast member. I went to college with the idea of being on radio or television, and I finished, and I didn't want to do it. I tried all sorts of things. I read books, I talked to wise people, I prayed even, but I still had no idea. Then I started substitute teaching, and I just knew. I knew the second day. I went back to college for an English degree. I grew and changed, and while I wanted to be a teacher, I still wanted to try some new things first. I had this romantic idea to either buy an old pickup truck, put a mattress in the back, and drive from place to place around the country, working odd jobs, seeing how others lived, and writing, or I'd move to New York City. As you guys probably remember, I ended up in New York City in January of 2002. To call this a dark time in the country would be an understatement. Just a few months after September 11th, I believe a lot of people thought I was insane for wanting to go there, and I was determined to live my life and not let anything stop me from living the one I wanted. In an unplanned twist, I ended up actually working for a company who was monitoring the cleanup of the World Trade Center. And on my second day on the job, I found myself in a hard hat looking over into the pit and rubble left behind. A dark time in the city and the country was the beginning of a great adventure for me. And when I first moved, I had no place to live, and I stayed in a very, very cheap hotel on the edge of the meatpacking district. It had room to stand and room for a rickety twin bed and communal showers on the floor that didn't drain very well. I even showered in my shoes, not that it helped. It was disgusting, sometimes scary, and those are some of the best and most exciting days of my life. So when am I going to stop talking about myself and make this about you, the graduate? I'm almost there. See, I worked that job, and I began taking master's classes at night, but I couldn't help but feel I was spinning my wheels, that there was something I was supposed to be doing, but wasn't. I was happy in New York, but the job was not really what I had planned for. But I began to realize through that work, in helping the directors and my colleagues, and trying to bring some laughter to what could occasionally be a really tough job, that life is not about finding that special purpose. Life is not about what you do. It's about who you are. I don't even know why I cried about that, but you guys know that I can do that on a dime sometimes. Remember old Emerson and our poster that said, "Say no to parrots"? And remember Plato in the cave and J. Alfred Prufrock? Not being a parrot is at its heart being yourself, thinking for yourself and taking your path and not letting others determine it. Plato shows us what finding truth is, and he also shows us the cost associated with finding it. And J. Alfred Prufrock lives in his fear of speaking to a woman or even leaving his house, and the father and the son in the road tell us a great story of love, even when there's nothing left in the world. These are all the things I know will help you find that sometimes elusive realization of who you are. And it is when you discover that you'll know what to do. That's the great thing about literature, coming from your English teacher, that it can allow us to see things from a different point of view and think about the things that matter. And I hope that at least some of what we've done has made you think a little more deeply. So if you're still watching this speech, I'll leave you with those things. Think and say no to parrots. Search for truth. Be brave. And most important of all, love everybody. Love all those you encounter each day, especially when it's hard. And I think that when you get some years behind you, you'll find that your life has been a good one, a rich one, and one with few regrets. This is not what we pictured when we began to see the light at the end of your school tunnel. You probably imagined being surrounded by family and friends, throwing caps in the air and holding that diploma firmly in your fingers. Unfortunately, that's not what happened, and we see how quickly our lives can change. Even though our expectations weren't met, and even if you might be a little disappointed, hopefully you'll learn that what you don't expect in life often makes for the best stories later. Sorry, guys. Just want to get this last little bit out. You are resilient, and even though some of you may have played a lot of video games or watched a lot of Netflix the last couple months, or you worked rather than did your online classes, you've lived through something big, and you're ready. You're ready for what's to come after these 13 years in school as you branch out on your own. So big ups to the class of 2020. I love you all.
Thank you, Mr. Rhodes. At this time, we will recognize each of our middle college graduates. Asher Lassen Ager, graduating with high honors. Elijah Benjamin Bachmeyer. Serenity Rose Brayman Connolly. Evan Jerome DeJudas. Kevin Edward Eddings. Caleb James Harrison. Caden Forrest Maccabee. Jaden Demond McAdams. Percy May McConnell. Rory Moon, graduating with honors. Joseph Nelson Naraki. Carter McCarthy Norfleet, graduating with honors. Seth Michael O'Brien. Gavin Reese Parker, graduating with honors and a seal of biliteracy. Caitlin Faye Parsons, graduating with high honors. Shelby Marie Phillips, graduating with honors. Thomas Michael Stenstrom. Kimberly Brooke Wonder, graduating with a seal of biliteracy. Dr. Lanahan, I now present to you the middle college candidates for graduation.
Students, as you go, know that we are proud of you. We wish you well on the path ahead. Whether you were here for 2 years or for 1 semester, you have been an important part of Buncombe County Middle College, and we are grateful for your presence here. Congratulations and good luck. Stay true to the middle college spirit of determination and new beginnings. Each one of you deserves health, happiness, and a world of opportunity. We all wish you well on the journey ahead. Students, I know you are at home with your family, but I would now ask you to please stand. By the power vested in me by the Buncombe County Schools Board of Education, I now declare you graduates of Buncombe County Middle College.